Most people think they know what makes someone funny. They're wrong. Humor is the most misunderstood and therefore most potent form of social power. Brilliant people disagree violently on its use. Some see it as the ultimate tool for connection and status, while others view it as a loaded weapon with a hair trigger. Where do you stand? By the end of this, you might change your mind. The case for humor as a superpower begins with a simple observation. The person who can make a room laugh, genuinely laugh, holds a unique form of authority. It's a display of pure cognitive horsepower. A well-timed, original joke requires rapid pattern recognition, deep social awareness, and the verbal dexterity to package an observation in a surprising way. It signals to everyone present that you are processing the world faster than they are. You see the absurdity they missed. You connect two unrelated ideas before they even saw the first one. This is intelligence, demonstrated in real time. Consider the leader in a tense meeting. A project is failing. The air is thick with blame. A dry, self-aware comment that acknowledges the absurdity of the situation can instantly reset the room's emotional state. That leader just demonstrated unshakable confidence. They showed they could rise above the immediate panic and maintain perspective. It's a high-status move. They're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. This is why the person who controls the laughter often controls the room. They aren't just telling a joke, they are reframing reality. This sounds convincing, a shortcut to status and perceived intelligence. But there's a problem. What happens when the joke falls flat? The silence after a failed attempt at humor is one of the most brutal social punishments that exists. That silence communicates a different message entirely. It says you misread the room. It says you lack social calibration. It says you are, in fact, playing checkers, and you just tipped over the board. The very tool meant to signal high status has instead signaled the opposite. The same attempt at power can broadcast weakness more effectively than saying nothing at all. And yet, the upside remains seductive. Humor is a bonding agent. Shared laughter is the fastest way to build an in-group, a feeling of us. It's a subconscious signal that says we see the world the same way, we find the same things ridiculous. This creates instant trust and rapport, a connection that can bypass days of formal pleasantries. Think of your own social circles. The person who serves as the group's center of gravity is often the one with the sharpest, most reliable wit. They may not be the designated leader, but they set the emotional tone. They have the power to pull the group together or gently push an outsider away, all with a single comment. Within this, self-deprecation is the black belt of social humor. It's a move so powerful, it seems like a weakness. A high-status individual, like a successful founder or a respected artist, making a joke at their own expense is disarming. It radiates confidence. The subtext is, my position is so secure, I can afford to publicly diminish it for a moment for your entertainment. It builds warmth and makes them seem approachable. Imagine a celebrated surgeon joking about how they can't assemble a simple piece of furniture. It's charming. Now, imagine a first-year medical intern making the same joke. It lands differently. It sounds like insecurity. It confirms a low status that we already suspected. Self-deprecation is a luxury good. It only works as a power move when you already have power. It's a tool for the established, not for the aspiring. That sounds like a clear roadmap. Gain status, then use self-deprecating humor to solidify it. But this entire framework rests on a fragile assumption that you can accurately predict how your humor will be received. The modern world has made this calculation nearly impossible. The room you have to read is no longer just the people in front of you. It's a potentially global audience, connected by screens, stripped of context, and ready to screenshot. A joke that works perfectly in one subculture can be a career-ending incident in another. What one group sees as edgy satire, another sees as outright hate speech. The line is invisible, and it moves every single day. Critics of deploying humor as a strategic tool point to this immense risk. They argue that the potential for catastrophic miscalculation far outweighs the benefits. A politician attempts a light-hearted joke to seem more human, but the phrasing is slightly off. Suddenly, they are a trending topic, branded as cruel, out of touch, or incompetent. A corporate executive tries to lighten the mood in an email, but their sarcasm is read as sincerity, causing panic and confusion. The digital age acts as a massive, unforgiving amplifier for these mistakes. The upside is a moment of connection. The downside is permanent reputational damage, searchable for eternity. Given that asymmetry, is the risk ever worth it? Perhaps the truly powerful move is a disciplined, strategic seriousness. And there's a darker side to this tool. Humor can become a shield for cruelty. It can be weaponized to deliver insults and aggression under a cloak of plausible deniability. "I was just kidding" is the classic retreat of the social bully. This person uses humor to enforce social hierarchies, to subtly demean rivals, or to express prejudice without consequence. When confronted, they accuse the victim of being too sensitive or unable to take a joke. This flips the dynamic, making the target of the aggression seem like the one with the problem. Humor, in this context, is a tool of oppression. It poisons a workplace culture or a friend group, allowing toxicity to thrive under the guise of light-hearted banter. This abusive form of humor exposes a critical distinction. There is a vast difference between telling rehearsed jokes and demonstrating wit. Telling jokes is often a low-status activity. It's performative. It begs for approval. You are asking the audience for a reaction. Real social power flows from wit. Wit is spontaneous, observational, and situational. It arises from the moment. It cannot be faked. It demonstrates that your mind is working right now, connecting ideas in novel ways. It's the difference between reciting a script and improvising a brilliant monologue. One shows memory, the other shows mastery. The person with true wit isn't asking for laughter. They are simply presenting an observation so sharp and unexpected that laughter is the only possible response. They are in command. This suggests the debate is more complicated. The issue is about the type and intent of the humor used. Punching up, where you satirize those in power, is often seen as brave and connective. A comedian taking aim at politicians or billionaires can create a powerful sense of solidarity among the audience. Punching down, where you mock those with less power or from marginalized groups, is seen as bullying. The exact same joke structure can be heroic or villainous, depending entirely on the relative status of the teller and the target. But who gets to decide who has more power? This is where it gets messy. Everyone has a different map of the status landscape. A joke you see as punching up, another person might see as punching down, and a third might see as punching sideways. There is no universal referee. So what does it take to sharpen this tool without cutting yourself? The skill is calibration. It's an intuitive, high-speed calculation of the audience, the context, your own standing, and the potential interpretations of your words. Masters of social dynamics use humor with surgical precision. They use it to de-escalate a conflict before it begins. They use it to build a bridge to a skeptic with a shared knowing glance. They use it to reframe a disastrous failure as a valuable, if painful, lesson. These are not attempts to get a laugh. They are strategic interventions designed to alter the emotional and social fabric of a situation. The laughter is a byproduct of the successful maneuver. Think about the most charismatic people you know. They likely use humor, but probably tell very few jokes. Instead, they have a playful frame on the world. They find amusement in the everyday struggles and absurdities of life. Their humor is inclusive. It brings people into the circle. It's often directed at situations, systems, or themselves rather than at other individuals. They don't need to put anyone down to generate a laugh because their humor isn't about dominance. It's about connection. This might be the key. Humor that seeks to dominate is brittle and risky. Humor that seeks to connect is resilient and powerful. But even this has a catch. A relentless focus on safe, connective humor can render you bland and forgettable. Edge is what makes humor memorable. Risk is what makes it exciting, a perfectly safe joke that offends no one. It generates a polite chuckle, not a belly laugh that bonds people for years. The comedians and leaders who truly change the conversation are the ones who walk right up to the line. They take a risk, they bet on their ability to read the moment, to know that this specific audience, at this specific time, is ready for this specific truth, wrapped in this specific joke. Sometimes they are wrong, but when they are right, they don't just get a laugh. They shift the boundaries of what's possible to say. This leaves us at the core of the dilemma. Humor is a force multiplier. It can amplify intelligence, confidence, and charisma, making you seem larger than life. Or it can amplify insecurity, misjudgment, and cruelty, making you a social pariah. The mechanism is the same. The outcome is determined by 1,000 tiny variables, most of which are outside your direct control. Leaving this tool on the table feels like a surrender. It means ceding in control of the emotional landscape to others. But picking it up means accepting the very real possibility that it could blow up in your face. The reward is influence. The risk is exile. So, where do you draw the line? Is humor an essential skill to be cultivated, a high-risk, high-reward path to social power that you must learn to navigate? Or is it an unpredictable and dangerous liability in a world that is quick to judge and slow to forgive, making a thoughtful seriousness the truly smart